Welcome back to Burgundy Drip Gold Trim. If you're here for the first time, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Definitely make sure after you subscribe, you hit the notification bell. Now let's get right into this video. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I had to hit you with another one. What we're going to talk about in this video is pretty much the forming of factions in the Washington Commanders fan base. I must say, as someone who has, unknowingly, and probably due to my juvenile behavior at that time, willfully kind of participated in this myself. I've been guilty of this, honestly. But I was younger at the time, and as I got older, I just realized just how silly it is. About forming all these groups and these factions, like banging on each other. It's kind of like gang banging or something in a sense. Some days it feel like we in South Central LA on the south side of Chicago. This faction of the Vice Lords is beefing with this faction of the Vice Lords. This faction of the Crips is beefing with this faction of the Crips. But no, in this scenario, you got Burgundy and Gold beefing with Burgundy and Gold. And it's all because you just want to be proven right about something, about a subject, about a player. You just want to prove something that you posted on Twitter, that you posted online, that you posted, you kept, and was like, oh, I got the receipts. You just want to be right about it. And in one instance where I can remember, and I can admit and remember myself, I can be honest and take accountability for this. I used to trash Kirk Cousins because I was a big RG3 fan and I wanted him to succeed here. So I wanted Kirk Cousins at that time to fail. Kirk Cousins exceeded every bit of expectation that was in place for him. Every bit of expectation. Now that I'm older and much more mature and much wiser, I now see why the Shanahans took two quarterbacks in the draft. I now see why 3 rounds later they took him. Like, they took Kirk Cousins. That's the quarterback they wanted. And it's no telling if they would have had it their way and Dan Snyder wasn't in the way, who would have actually went number 2 in the draft. Of course, it wouldn't have been Kirk Cousins. But you get what I'm saying. It's just no telling. Kirk Cousins exceeded expectations. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people like he put up all these numbers late in the game and he was stat padding. Nonetheless, Kirk Cousins is the last franchise quarterback that has been here in Washington. Now, over the last few years, a lot of the fan base has been sucked up with Heinicke mania. I bought into the hype momentarily. I somewhat believed in him, but I wasn't full-fledged and full throttle on board with it like everybody else was. I'm not a part of the holy herd of Heinicke. No, I'm not a part of the Triple H crew. I'm not part of the holy herd of Heinicke faction of the Burgundy and Gold. No, I would not subscribe to that. But make sure you subscribe to this channel, though. But I would not subscribe to that way of thinking. Because with the holy herd of Heinicke, when he made mistakes, somehow it was always somebody else's fault, even if he made a bad read or he underthrew it, or you know what I'm saying? He just went against he just went against the grain and just did what he had to do. And everybody will be talking about how he had heart. Oh, he has heart. Okay, that's cool. He has heart. He's fun to watch, but he wasn't it at the end of the day. He was not him at the end of the day. And when this guy left, which many of us knew in this fan base that this coaching staff was leaning towards Sam. And Sam Howell, he played a much better game, and he could have had more numbers in the stat department if Scott Turner didn't call like a vanilla offense. And Terry and Jahan, they drop some passes too. Because even if they make them passes and run probably 20, 30 yards. Like Sam finishes 15 to 19 with 225 passing yards and possibly 2 touchdowns, and still with that interception. And is it still the same doubt going into this season? Because Sam has showed he knows how to put the ball where the receiver is at. Heineke wasn't great with ball placement at all. He was not great with ball placement at all. He did not have a spiral. He didn't have he had the great intangibles of a quarterback, but he just didn't have the mechanics and tools down pat. He didn't have the arm. But yeah, I give it to him. He did have the heart to stand in the pocket and make a play. He did have the guts to do things to extend plays. I'll give him that. But all these people in these commander groups talking about, how he can be the next Kurt Warner, Steve Young, and what? It's like, where's that Russell Westbrook meme or that video when you need it? What? He's going to do what now? I don't see it. I don't think so. I don't see that. I really don't see that. I don't see that. And best of luck to the dude in Atlanta, because a lot of people think I hate him, like this guy did something to me. No, I don't hate him. It's just constructive criticism. And that's what many of his followers and his faction, many of his disciples of the Holy Herd of Heineke, they did not want to hear any form of criticism. Anytime he underthrew the ball, it was Terry's fault. It was how? That game in Dallas, when we got blown the F out, I really don't want to dwell on that. The interception that he threw, that he underthrew to Terry. And everybody's like, Diggs is locking up Terry. Like, no, he's not. No, he's not. That ball was so underthrown. You can look at it many angles. Now, Diggs, that's another story. I want to say something about that. I'm gonna really get on that. Y'all Cowboy fans is gonna feel this venom for me this season. Y'all's gonna feel and hear that venom for me. You hear me? Now, Sam Howell. Okay. Jacoby Brissett. I started to see some of this during the first preseason game against the Browns. You had people talking about a QB battle. It's not a QB battle. We know why Jacoby was brought here. He's a consummate professional. He's a great backup. He hasn't been established as a starter. Now, to be fair and objective, Jacoby Brissett, he does have some good tools as a quarterback, and he has been put in some not so good situations. So it's no telling if a better casting support, like a cast of players was around him, would his numbers as a starter in 48 games be better? That's a question for another story, but right now we're talking about QB1. I like Jacoby Brissett. And if it's any other season, I would be vouching for him to start. Now, I wouldn't be forming no factions and making no merch and doing all this other stuff that everybody else is doing, but I'll be vouching for him to start. Because I would want that would be a good headline. That would be a good comeback story. Similar to Geno Smith, except Jacoby wasn't never highly touted as Geno Smith was coming out of West Virginia. But yeah, let's just not do this year. Let's stop trying to be right. Because at the end of the day, we all have one common goal. We all can agree that we would like to win. We would love to win. We would love to beat Dallas 2 times a year. We would love to beat Philly 2 times a year. And we're gonna get the Giants, bro. We're gonna get the Giants. We owe y'all 2 black eyes. Yeah, we got work. We definitely got work that second game. But I want to be that good again. When you look at old highlights from back in the glory days, like how we just dismantled teams, like how good and well-oiled and cohesive our unit was on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. And I love this core group of players. And my Eric B, sorry about that. And my Eric B enemy voice, why not Washington? Why not with this core of players that we have? This team identity has always been team first. We've had good players. We've had great players play with this franchise, but it's never been just based upon a superstar. When you think about like the New York Giants in the 80s with Lawrence Taylor, when you think about the Eagles, even though the Eagles didn't win nothing back then, you still knew who Reggie White was. You know what I'm saying? With the Cowboys early on, like the Emmitt Smith, the Michael Irvins, the Troy Aikmans. You know what I'm saying? This is a team game. You know, we got Snyder out of office. We bringing the fan base back in. We don't need factions forming. We don't need to be right. We just need to win. And it's just that simple and it's just that plain. We don't need factions. We don't need to be right. We need to win. Now, write that down. Make a mental note. Do what you got to do. I just want to see us just come out this year and just back this team. Let's not try to be like, oh, AG should get more carries. Brian Robinson didn't really play good this game. You know, they were stuffing him in the hole. Oh, C-Rod. Let's not do that. I can already see, based upon the history of our fan base, how we nitpick on everything. And it's like we do have a pessimistic fan base. We just always hoping and expecting the worst. Now, me over the years, I've gotten better with just like, let it play out. Let it play out. You have to learn. You know, repetition is the mother of skill. And over father time, you have to learn. You know, progress is a process itself. And we just have to let this team learn and get it together. We just don't need to learn too late. We don't need to come out with slow starts. We need to be behind this team. I'm tired of visiting teams coming in here, packing us out every Sunday. We always the away team 17 games of the year. Well, in the last 2 years, 17 games of the year. But y'all get what I'm saying. But anyways, I ain't going to wrap y'all up too much longer. If you're here for the first time, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, Slim. Please do. Please do. And if you agree, you cool with me. And if you do not, please do so respectfully. Till next time.